Colorado Rockies jokes, MLB jokes. Q. What is the difference between Jorge de la Rosa and bowling icon Walter Ray Williams, Jr.? A. Walter Ray Williams, Jr. knows how to throw a strike. Q. Why did the post office recall their latest stamps? A. They had pictures of Rockies players on them and people couldn't figure out which side to spit on. Q. Why do people like driving a car with a Rockies fan? A. Because you can park in the handicap zone. Q. What do you get when you combine all 40 Colorado Rockies with 40 lesbians? A. 80 people that don't do dick. Q. Why are the Colorado Rockies starting pitchers like orphans? A. Because they don't know where home is. Q. What's the difference between dirt and the Colorado Rockies? A. Nothing, they both always get swept. Q. What is the difference between a Colorado Rockies fan and a pothole? A. I would swerve to avoid the pothole. Q. What song do Colorado Rockies fans sing before the bottom of the ninth inning? A. Nobody knows. There's never any of them left. Q. What's the difference between the Colorado Rockies and a mosquito? A. A mosquito stops sucking. Q. What do the Colorado Rockies and possums have in common? A. Both play dead at home and get killed on the road. Q. What is the difference between a Rockies fan and a baby? A. The baby will stop whining after a while. Q. What do the Colorado Rockies and lawn furniture have in common? A. They both fold and end up in the cellar after Labor Day. Q. Did you hear the Colorado Rockies are moving to the Philippines? A. They are going to be called the Manila Folders. Q. What do I have in common with the Colorado Rockies? A. Next week, we'll both be watching the World Series on television. Q. What do Colorado Rockies fans and sperm have in common? A. 1 in 3 million has a chance of becoming a human being. Q. How many Colorado Rockies does it take to change a tire? A. 1, unless it's a blowout, in which case they all show up. Q. What do you call 40 millionaires around a TV watching the World Series? A. The Colorado Rockies. Q. How can you tell if a Rockies fan just sent you a fax? A. There's a stamp on it. Q. What do the Colorado Rockies and Billy Graham have in common? A. They both can make 40,000 people stand up and yell Jesus Christ. Q. What is the difference between a bucket of shit and an Colorado Rockies fan? A. The bucket. Q. If you have a car containing a Rockies shortstop, a Rockies catcher, and a Rockies outfielder, who is driving the car? A. The cop. Q. How do you castrate an Colorado Rockies fan? A. Kick his sister in the mouth. Q. What should you do if you find 3 Colorado Rockies baseball fans buried up to their neck in cement? A. Get more cement. Q. What's the difference between an Colorado Rockies fan and a carp? A. One is a bottom-feeding scum sucker, and the other is a fish. Q. How did the Colorado Rockies fan die from drinking milk? A. The cow fell on him. Q. What does an Colorado Rockies fan do when his team has won the World Series? A. He turns off the PlayStation 3. Q. How many Colorado Rockies fans does it take to change a light bulb? A. None. Lava lamps don't burn out, man. Q. What does a Colorado Rockies fan and a bottle of beer have in common? A. They're both empty from the neck up. Q. Why do Colorado Rockies fans keep their season tickets on their dashboards? A. So they can park in handicap spaces. Q. How do the Rockies spend the first week of training camp? A. Studying the Miranda rights. Q. How do you keep a Rockies fan from masturbating? A. You paint his dick Phillies red and white and he won't beat it for 4 years. Q. Why do ducks fly over Coors Field upside down? A. There's nothing worth craping on. Q. Why doesn't Boulder have a professional baseball team? A. Because then Denver would want one. Q. Did you hear that Colorado's baseball team doesn't have a website? A. They can't string 3 Ws together. Q. What do you call an Colorado Rocky in the World Series? A. An umpire. Q. What's the difference between a Coors Field hot dog and a Citizens Bank Park hot dog? A. You can buy a Citizens Bank Park hot dog in October. Q. Why did BP hire the Colorado Rockies to clean up the Gulf oil spill? A. Because they'll go out there and throw in the towel. Q. What's the difference between a dead dog in the road and a dead Colorado Rockies fan in the road? A. There are skid marks in front of the dog. Q. What is a Colorado Rockies fan's favorite wine? A. We can't beat Philadelphia. Q. How do you stop an Colorado Rockies fan from beating his wife? A. Dress her in Philadelphia red and white. Q. What do Rockies fans use for birth control? A. Their personalities. Q. How do you make a Rockies fan laugh on Monday? A. Tell him a joke on Friday. Q. You're trapped in a room with a lion, a rattlesnake, and a Rockies fan. You have a gun with 2 bullets. What should you do? A. Shoot the Rockies fan twice. Q. What do you call a Rockies player with a World Series ring? A. A thief. Q. Why can't the Colorado Rockies use the internet? A. Because they can't get 3 Ws in a row. Q. What do Michael Jackson and the Colorado Rockies infielders have in common? A. They both wear 1 glove for no apparent reason. Q. What does the Colorado Rockies manager and Alex Trebek have in common? A. Both of their jobs are in jeopardy. Q. Why is Halloween the Colorado Rockies' favorite holiday? A. It's the only thing in October they have to look forward to. Q. Why do all the trees in the Northwest lean towards Colorado? A. It's because the Rockies suck. Q. What is the difference between a cactus and the Rockies dugout? A. On a cactus the pricks are on the outside. Dear Rockies fans, rather than wasting money on a replica hat, just strap a large rubber dildo to your head. Everyone will know who you support. Police in Colorado responded to a call of a vehicle break-in. The owner of the vehicle said he 2 tickets to a Rockies game on his dash and someone busted his window and left 2 more Rockies tickets. Reckless driver. A Rockies fan liked to amuse himself by scaring every Phillies fan he saw strutting down the street in an obnoxious Philly pinstripe shirt. He would swerve his van as if to hit them, then swerve back just missing them. One day while driving along, he saw a priest. He thought he would do a good deed, so he pulled over and asked the priest, "Where are you going?" "Father, I'm going to give Mass at St. Francis Church, about 2 miles down the road," replied the priest. "Climb in, Father. I'll give you a lift." The priest climbed into the passenger seat, and they continued down the road. Suddenly, the driver saw a Phillies fan walking down the road, and he instinctively swerved as if to hit him. But, as usual, he swerved back onto the road just in time. Even though he was certain that he had missed the guy, he still heard a loud thud. Not knowing where the noise came from, he glanced in his mirrors but still didn't see anything. He then remembered the priest, and he turned to the priest and said, "Sorry, Father, I almost hit that Phillies fan." "That's okay," replied the priest, "I got him with the door better at sex." There were 2 men, one was a Rockies fan and the other was a Phillies fan. These men were both madly in love with the same woman. So the woman challenged that whichever man does a better job at having sex with her would be her boyfriend. Both men accepted the challenge. That night, the woman had sex with the Rockies fan and then the other night had sex with the Phillies fan. The next day the woman chose the Phillies fan to be her boyfriend. Shocked and outraged, the Rockies fan asked why she didn't choose him. She replied by saying, "You, like your team, not only come up short but always finish early." Career Day. It's career day in elementary school where each student talks about what their dad does. Little Johnny is last, and finally the teacher calls on him to talk about his dad. Johnny comes to the front of the class. "My daddy is a dancer at a gay bar. He takes off his clothes for other men, and if they pay him enough money, he goes into the alley and performs sex acts on them." The teacher is shocked, and she calls for an early recess for the rest of the class. She sits down with Johnny and asks him if this is really true about his dad. Johnny says, "No, but I was too embarrassed to say he played for the Colorado Rockies." First grade. A first grade teacher explains to her class that she is a Colorado Rockies fan. She asks her students to raise their hands if they were Rockies fans, too. Not really knowing what a Rockies fan was, but wanting to be like their teacher, hands explode into the air. There is, however, one exception. A girl named Mary has not gone along with the crowd. The teacher asks her why she has decided to be different. "Because I'm not a Rockies fan." Then, asks the teacher, "What are you?" "Why, I'm proud to be a Philadelphia Phillies fan," boasts the little girl. The teacher is a little perturbed now, her face slightly red. She asks Mary why she is a Phillies fan. "Well, my dad and mom are Phillies fans, and I'm a Phillies fan, too." The teacher is now angry. "That's no reason," she says loudly. "What if your mom was a moron, and your dad was a moron, what would you be then?" A pause, and a smile. "Then," says Mary, "I'd be a Rockies fan." Father and son. A father and son are outside Coors Field, and the young son is asking his father to buy him a Giants suck t-shirt. The father hesitates, but finally tells his son, "You can have the shirt if you promise never to say that word." "That's right," says the t-shirt vendor, wanting to make the sale. "Suck isn't a very nice word." "No," replies the father. "I meant the word Giants."